Let's start streaming again. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a really very strange little issue having my connection here, so basically, what I want to do is I want to create like a tile surface where basically it's like this, you know, like a marble, like a very marbly ceramic kind of tile. You know the kind you find in the store like Home Depot. It's pretty. It'd be kind of pretty you know, it'd be kind of interesting to see how good the surface can be when using like a program like Something Designer. So give me a sec here. I'm on Google right now looking at references for ceramic tiles here. You know, so basically this is my first time. You know, it's my first time really doing a actual live demonstration of like a program like Something Designer or you know, in general. So I'm trying to like, you know, get a feel for the software and learn how it works. If you have any questions though, feel free to ask me about my creation process and things of that nature. So basically I'm going to be right now I'm going to be you know, kind of looking at references for so here we go. So looking at my my references here for a lot of my texture. And what I have here right now is I'm creating this kind of like a very marbly surface there. So go to my blend node and set the copy. What I want to do is I want the kind of like the grout line to show through. So I'm kind of going in right now and just I'm kind of going in right now and putting it all together like for the grout lines. So basically it's kind of my surface, but you know, I kind of want to, this is kind of like too uniform for like a you know, it will kind of work as like an outdoor kind of, you know, like an outdoor kind of thing. So I'm going to just add a sharpen node too to this so that it'll so that I can sharpen lines just a little bit. And you know, this is it's a pretty high resolution surface. So you see right here, it's kind of, you know, if I come in close, it's just kind of blurry. I'm gonna try to fix that so like it's kind of sharp. You know, it's you know, right now it's kind of blurry there. Let me see if I can fix it a little bit. It's kind of like kind of soft. So I'm gonna go in there instead of like a try levels, and I'm gonna go ahead and just change the luminance on this so that it's a little bit sharper on the surface. There we go. That's better. So it's kind of rounded and everything, but there we go. Let's pull this back a little. And what I want to do is make sure that it's not too soft, but not too hard, not too soft in the edges. So I'm kind of going in and just make it a little harder on everything. There we go. That's a little better. So kind of this is my start of my tile. It's pretty standard fare. And if I go ahead and just change the tiling, let's say to like change to 5. You'll be able to see that the surface detail, it kind of carries over, but at the same time I keep this procedural as possible. So let's put the 2 for now, so I can see everything. So right now I have this kind of gritty surface, but that's not what I'm looking for. So I'm kind of gonna go in and throw on another blend node in there. Take the material there, and let's see. I'll take this and kind of blend them together. You know, kind of see where I can like okay, you see it now. It's kind of blending out a little bit, which is almost not quite what I want, but I'm going to make sure that I'm able to experiment and play with this kind of thing. You know, this is the beauty of a program like Substance Designer. You can play around with this, your detail, and you know, get a feel for everything. I mean, you have any questions, of course, as you watch this broadcast, you know, feel free to ask. You know, it's my first time really doing a live session with my audience, and it's actually pretty cool. I'm actually excited about that. You know, able to sit down with you and talk to you live like this. I'm kind of going in and looking for let's throw a grunge map in there, because what I want to do is I want to break up the little details there. Like if I click on this the blend map, you can see that I'm trying to keep the let me see this. There we go. So what I'm going to do is by I plug the levels into this, I want to keep the relief mapping of this out of the grout, because the grout I'm going to use it later on for another pass of detail. So here we go. Kind of going in and just taking this grunge map there, using it as a mask. Switch to max darken. So right now I'm just playing around a little bit. It's not a tutorial. You know, I'm kind of hanging out hanging out with you guys and showing you my skill. You know, I'm actually pretty excited about all of this. I'm actually I feel great being able to share with you, you know, my knowledge, and just have fun. You know, I'm kind of going in and just kind of trying to break up the lines a little bit. So if I go in there a little bit, going in now, I can go in like this, and kind of, you know, I'm kind of breaking up the lines a little bit. I can also go in there and change the material to anything I want. Like there's a fractal sum. I'll kind of show you real quick the non-linear nature of Substance Designer. It's literally non-linear. You know, that's one thing I love with this program is a couple years ago, I think a few years back, a few friends of mine were using this. I'm like, wow, like how you doing all this detail? And of course they showed me a course, and I was pretty excited about how it all worked. You know, so basically, you know, and of course, you know, most tiles are not perfect. So what I want to also do is I want to see if I can change the lumens variation a little bit. So I can let's see what it is. I haven't used it in a while, so here we go. So I can go ahead and just change this a little bit. In fact, I'll show you what it does actually too. It actually, what this value right here does, it basically allows the bricks or any kind of surface to be driven to make it feel lower or taller if need be. Like right now, you won't see a real difference until I change the tiling. So I'm gonna go ahead and just so a little bit. Actually, set the square. Did I have it on square? Nah. Actually, I think brick was fine. Let me put it back on there. There we go. So basically, if I change the tiling a little bit, I'll show you real quick. Just mess around. Basically, a tile like this allows me to mess around and like add little details here and there. So right now, this is like a glazed floor. You know, you see here too in the blend map. You'll see that the details here have different intensities. Like it's, you know, one's raised, one's lower. You know, I'll show the normal map too, how it looks in the normal mapping. You probably can't see my screen here, but I'll show you. Like we zoom in close. This is basically what's going to be in game inside the normal map. In fact, let me change like something like 2. Something like really, yeah, I think 1's enough for there. And of course, right now too, the normal mapping is usually I work in Unity a lot, so I like using I think this was OpenGL format. It's it reads actually reads. So here we go. One of our viewers, Dwayne Pureheart, asking, how long did it take to pick up Designer Dilemma's functionality? I've had it for quite a while, actually. I've had it for about, I think I started using this in version 4 a couple years ago, and it took me. It was pretty. I mean, I learned the program pretty quickly. KRGraphics has a very good YouTube channel on how to use Substance Designer and everything. Their channel on YouTube is chock full of information on how to use Designer and setting up like your materials. In fact, a lot of game companies like Naughty Dog and a really huge a really huge audience, you know, for their tool set. And I actually like how they they listen to the developers and they always improve their tool set. You know, it's really cool though. You know, so basically, of course, it's great. I mean, like it took about a few weeks to learn this program. You know, I'm actually excited to learn it. It's like a really good program. I believe anyone can pick up this program, you know, and learn the tool set. It's not hard. You know, just gotta sit down and learn. Sit down and learn the functionality. It's actually, once you learn the functionality, it's like really easy to pick up and learn. So let's get back to this tile thing here. I'm kind of looking right now. You see, like, you know, like this looks kind of cool for a glazed tile. You know, like you know, if you've ever been in someone's house and see the glazed tiles in their houses, that's cool. But of course, I'm gonna go back and change the roughness a little bit. So right now, it's kind of, let me see this right here. Yeah, so right here, if I change this value here, called roughness or glossiness, in Unity, I work with metallic rough. It's easy for me to understand. So I usually, you know, as long as it's physically based, so I just change the like slider. The higher I go, it looks rougher to the eye. So I'm kind of going for right now. I'll leave it rough for now, so that I can see everything a little better. You know, in fact, and I'll show you the normal mapping too when I plug in here. So if I plug this output into normal map, you'll see the normal mapping right here. You know, and the end result is going to go into Unity. So I want to make sure that I'm gonna change the format. So type in, in fact, for those of you who use Substance Designer, you want to actually make sure you press there's a button. You know, you hit the little button here. You can't see obviously my keyboard, but if you hit the spacebar button, you can type in, like, you can search all the nodes in Designer. So I'm gonna type the word normal, and what I want to do is I want to invert the normal map. So I'm gonna go to invert the normal map, and basically it's basically green channel. This is how it reads OpenGL. I rarely use DirectX, which is usually I think it's for Unreal 4, I believe, if it's that file that read format for normal mapping. So let me jump back here and into back 2. And you notice how too, cool thing about Designer as well is if you pick a button, if you change whatever you do here, it'll propagate through the whole system, which is beautiful. Basically, while a program like this, I still be using Photoshop. So if I zoom in really close, you can see all those details in there. Although I'll never get that close, it's going to be kind of nice to be able to show that kind of detail. So, all right. So right now, I can guess I can start the color map on this. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to see if I can get a checker. Let's get a checker in here. So tiling is 1. So yeah, right now the tiling here this is what I want. So for tiling, I'm going to see what it looks like. Tiling 2. Yeah, so tiling of 2. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this tile generator. And I'm gonna grab another tile generator and use this as a reference. I can copy this one. I can duplicate that one, and I'm gonna go ahead and put an input. And what this is going to be is this is how I generate my color, different color tiles. It's kind of cool to be able to do all this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pattern type the image input and see how it changed all this. And what I want to do is I'm gonna set it to 1 for now, so that it matches our tile here. It's kind of weird how it works, but I'm gonna go ahead and just change it now. Okay. And you're probably noticing too, I'm using a base material here, so I can just plug this in here. It's its output, and it'll show the final color. You know, it's pretty good. It's actually, I use this all the time for creating different materials for games, for visual effects work. It's kind of cool. So I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm gonna blend. I'm gonna get a blend node. I'm gonna use this as my advantage. In fact, I'm trying to think. Do I want to actually? So I'm kind of playing around here. I gotta get a color of the tile on the ground. So I'm gonna make it blue tile. And you know, it sounds silly, but you know, I'm gonna do it like this to ensure I get a nice little even color. So I'm gonna go ahead and just plug the blue in here. Plug a mask in there. Okay, kind of like that. So let me see what I'm doing. So basically I want two colors for this. Roughly like brown and a gray slate. And then after that I'm gonna use a gradient map to kind of like randomize the color. So do this, I'm gonna go like this with it. You know, and this is the blend nodes are very helpful here. So I'm gonna plug this in here. So see how it's different colors? So I'm gonna go ahead and invert this, invert the grayscale, so that it'll create an inverted mask for me. Then I'm gonna take this and take another blend node and blend the two together. And there you go. Now you have red and blue tiles. So it's kind of cool to be able to do all that. So I like the fact you can actually sit here and carefully create your textures. It's actually a good science about this program. You can sit down and create your textures. So now I have red and blue tiles. But you're probably noticing how the grout there has inherited the coloration. So what I'll probably end up doing as well is I can actually trying to think of a way to do this. Here we go. Actually, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and reuse this tile generator here. I'm gonna go ahead and just put it in a mask. And there you have it. Right. So right now it's actually not that. The levels in there actually. You probably notice how it crossed over a little bit, but didn't shoot. You know what? We won't do that. I'm gonna find another. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do another way. I'm gonna overwrite this too. So I'm gonna try to. While we're here, I can now create the grout. So do that. And you're probably noticing too, this like this whole area here is like a graph. I've had textures that were ridiculous. When it comes to tiles, it comes to tiling. And when I'm finished with this, I can also create a pattern out, create a substance out of this for future use. So like I'm gonna go ahead now and take all this and right click and create a frame. And of course, when you're working in a team, it's important to stay organized and keep yourself knowing about this. And I hope you guys will really be able to enjoy this series. I mean, this is new to me. I'm learning a whole lot about texturing like this. So color tiles. Okay, and of course I like using frames a lot because it helps me keep my graph organized. That's important when you're working on a team. I've had times where I've done really big graphs and forgot what the hell I did. So it's important to really understand. Basically, those little dots are all the inputs to the substances. Basically, each of these nodes is a substance in itself. I won't show it here, because I'm trying to have a little fun tonight, and I don't know, I'll show you. What the hell? I'll show you. So basically, so do anyone wants to know the little square tiles? The three dots of this represents an input. So basically, each of these nodes is a substance in itself. So let's say I open this one up. I'll go to open this and show you. If it'll allow me to. Okay, so I'm gonna open up here. Let's see. Let's just do sort of a big one. Let's open this one up. This is my base material. So I'll go ahead and hit open reference. I can do it real quick. It'll allow me to. Okay, not this one. Here we go. This one here. This is I'll hit open reference. And basically, like I said, this is basically in itself a base material. This is basically the substances, how they're made in the program. So I zoom in close to see all the outputs, how they create the materials and all that stuff. It's actually pretty good. It's a really good way to make materials and to actually show how it's made. You know, so let's go to the floor material and basically, oops, the floor material. There we go. And double clicking on a graph will actually show the material. So here we go. And I think after this one too, I could do another material for you guys if you're enjoying this. I'll do another material for you. Like I might do like poured concrete, and that's always a good one. So add frame, call it tile surface. So I'm kind of going in this you know, playing around with the surfacing and getting an idea of what I want. In fact, I'm going to turn off the base color for a second, so I can focus on the tile detail itself. And a reference value, I'll make it a little stronger, so that I can actually look at the detail and see. Hold on a second. I don't know why it's not showing material. There we go. It's better. So right now I need a little more relief. So let's go ahead and work on the grout. So to do the grout, same process for the grout. I'm gonna create a color for that. Create a color map. Let's call usually like for grout they use like what's a common color for grout? It gets like looks like bright white or alabaster. So let's do that. So we'll go ahead now, and I'm going to use the levels node. I'm going to create another. I'm going to copy the levels node. Actually, no. Let me go ahead and actually delete that that luminance, because I have another way of doing luminance on my surfaces. So all right. So color straight gray. And welcome Parnassian Studios. Welcome to KRGraphics Live. I'm happy to see you here. Yep, all the little nodes, you know, indicate an output, which is essential for you know, creating different materials. So you notice I have a blend node here for creating the all the grout. I'm gonna do the same thing there. I'm gonna do the same thing and invert this so that I can have so let's go to invert grayscale. And hey, thanks man. This is my first live session for YouTube. I mean tonight, of course, I had an inkling tonight to do some work, do some detail work tonight, and I figured this is a good way to kind of inaugurate my first new format for texturing. So you know, KRGraphics Live. It's a beautiful thing, you know, and I'm actually very excited to do all this, you know. And of course, if you guys enjoy this, you know, this new format I'm doing, I'm gonna do another one, and this time it'll involve creating a character, you know, from scratch, or using features like ZBrush Farm 4.8 for creating different characters this way. So I'm just kind of looking at my screen here, look at my reference for look at my references for tile here, and I definitely want to go for like a very rustic kind of you know, a very rustic like an alabaster kind of tile, like slate, or you know, even like slate, or you know, not even what's that marble, like slate. There's can't think of the name of it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of the name of it. It's actually pretty impressive, pretty cool actually, pretty impressive actually to even create materials like this. So pretty much I'm gonna go and you know, do some really cool stuff with this. So let's go ahead and continue working. So I have my grout texture here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my base color for a second so I can like see the color it looks like. I mean, you know, hey, nothing wrong with blue and red tiles. You know, I guess you could say it's like kind of like thinking out the box. So what I want to do next is I want to blend this right here to this. So to do that, I'll create a blend node, drop it in there real good, put this one on top, and this one on the bottom. And now you have pretty much a grout tiles and all that stuff. So I can go ahead and plug this into the detail in the bottom, and boom. And I want to thank you guys for coming to my new live show. So I think it's gonna be great. If there's more interest in this, I'll definitely do some more of it. It's I feel good being able to sit down and work on my art and share with the whole world. And of course I'm wearing my t-shirt. Hair is crazy. Went to the gym today, so I'm kind of feeling pumped up and enjoying myself. So it's important. It's important to enjoy. It's important to as an artist, enjoy yourself. Just get rid of that. So it's kind of nice to sit down and create and some kind of hold on one second here. I'm kind of spreading the word that I'm doing a live show right now. It's kind of cool. I'm excited. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do a live show. It's kind of cool. And if you guys want more material, more surfaces, I'll be happy to do one for you. Another one for you. This is ceramic tiles for this one tonight. So I'm kind of going in, so I'm sharing the word, spreading the word a little bit. Give me one sec here. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to throw it out there. I'll definitely answer any question you have about this this technique here. So here we go. This is this is our little grout, but of course our grout looks weird. It's naked. It has no real detail. So for the grout, I'm gonna go back in here. I'm going in there right now and just mess around a little bit, have a good time and everything. So right now I need to start adding detail to the grout. So to do that, I'm going to see. Let's add a noise on there. I'm looking for like a noise texture, or not like a dirt, but kind of like let me see. Let's try. Let's go for what's it called? Let's try Perlin noise. Yeah, it always works. So for Perlin noise, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on the bottom actually, like so. Because what I'm gonna do as well is I want to make sure I get some detail in there for the grout and plug into the height channel. So let me go ahead and plug this for a second. Let's see, quite a blend node on this. Plug this in. And remember too that what I'm trying to do is I want to blend materials together. So to do this, put on top there. There we go. It's kind of it's good, but it needs to be. I want to add a little more to it, so you need to take a distance so that the detail is kind of finer on there. So if I click the blend node, you see it changing. Trying to go in there and just make it a little finer. Actually, I don't think it's gonna work. Not for that one. Let me see. Let's try white noise. Usually for like tile, usually for like grout. It's basically, of course, from the ground you can't see it from the ground, really, because it's all very noisy. So we'll go ahead real quick and it's kind of like bubbles in a bathroom or something. So here we are. So here's our grout. You probably can't see it below, but I'm gonna go ahead and just lower the intensity of this a little bit so that it's not so strong. There we go. Some kind of because what happens is I don't want to lose the fact that there's this is a recessed surface on there. Actually, too, let me go to my my base color, my base node for a minute, and change the height intensity. Make it a little stronger. Let's see about this one. Kind of going in there, trying to yeah, that's a little too much. What I'm trying to do, so I think 2 should be enough there. let's put it back where it was. Because usually, of course, with this, I'm just like creating different materials and all that. So you kind of glaze tile, like a rainy day kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting. You know, like I said, of course, if you have any questions, you know, feel free to ask, and I'll definitely answer them. You know, it's pretty deep stuff I'm doing here. Pretty deep. It's fun to sit down and actually create. It's a beautiful feeling. You know, and I want everyone to enjoy that to enjoy that feeling. Okay, so let me go real quick. What was I doing? Okay, so here we go. So what was I doing here? It happens to be working on something. You forget what you were doing. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna plug that mask back in for a second. Wait a second. Confused. I just got confused for a minute there. I'm trying to remember what I did a second ago. All right, there we go. So now, of course, this is the final tile there. So let's work on the AO map now. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in the occlusion, and I'm gonna grab a curvature. Grab a curvature map from this, and this normal map. So to do this, I'm gonna take this sum of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and let's see what it was. Height to normal. There you go, height to normal map. So it's kind of a little node right there. I usually don't do this because it doesn't yield the result that I want. So you can see right there, I got really extreme. Let's go ahead and sampling. Set the Sobel, and I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit so that it's so that it's not so heavy-handed. Let's do that a little bit. Because right now it's kind of yeah, it's a little heavy-handed. It's trying to fix it so that's not so strong. Okay, here we go. And then we plug this into my curvature, and now you have a curvature map that's suitable for creating different details. Like I can blend this into the color of this and make it feel like it's popping out of there, like it's really popping out of the surface. So, and I was working on another texture called a brick wall, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to do another material there. Phone's dying on me, I don't know why. Here we go. Let it charge up. And the part that's not very fun sometimes using a phone and your Wi-Fi is the phone will die on you. So that's my cue to have my phone charged up. So if I get cut off, I apologize for that. It's not fun. It's not fun working with Wi-Fi on your phone, and actually your phone dies. It's not fun. So I'm kind of gonna keep going until the phone dies. And there we go. So create a curvature map. Output. And I'm gonna go ahead and just create another blend node. Just kind of go in here and just what is it? Plug this in here. Create a gradient map. Plug it in there. I'm kind of going in and just blending my detail together. And set the overlay, or not even overlay, like just the multiply, and then just go really low on there. I'm treating this like a micro detail. You won't see anything now, because you won't see anything here. There's no AO or anything, so you won't see anything there until I go back and plug in my aim occlusion map from this. So let's go to the height map, and we'll plug it in there as well. Kind of like this. This is a very messy AO map. I won't be doing any of that. Yeah, and just go to set the height depth like really low, and actually, yeah, use the surface size, and go like really high on it, so that's not so rough. And normally, of course, my process, I would normally take my take my AO map and bake it in a 3D program like ZBrush or Nald or anything. But this is another great way to create your AO maps. So that said, I'll plug it into here, my AO map, and now you can see the look of the tiles now. This is beautiful. Beautiful glazed tile. I love how this looks. It's like absolutely marvelous to watch. And for those of you who missed my first little episode of KRGraphics Live, this will be recorded for YouTube as well. So if you miss anything, don't worry. This will be here. This will be here for your viewing pleasure. So now, of course, see the AO? It's showing kind of strong. So I'm gonna get a color. Set the grayscale. It's kind of my way of like dialing down the AO intensity a little bit, so that it's not so strong. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this to white, set the pure white, and then just take the opacity down. And this is to help me dial down the AO a little bit because it's kind of strong. You know, so look at that. There we go. So now we have our red tile. Look at that. Now one more thing I'm going to do, of course, is I'm going to go ahead and yes, I'm going to go ahead now change the colors of this. I mean, red and blue is cool. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody who does that. I'm gonna go ahead though and set it to like what is it? You want it to be like a slate gray, like a dark slate gray. Not too dark that not so dark that it'll actually darken the surface a little bit. And I want a little bit of brown too while I'm at it. Kind of like that. And here we go. Yeah, kind of like this, and just like saturation. All right, so there's our there is our tile. It's beautiful, isn't it? It looks nice. You know, and of course it's all grout and everything. And to test it as well, I'm gonna go ahead and set the tiling to something insane, like it's like 6. And of course, it's gonna look weird right now because this doesn't match up quite well. But I can take this here and tile it until it feels right. There we go. And now you have tiles that are like slate tile. Look at that, boom. And the fun part about this as well is I can also take the tile and have the color changed to like to a very slick gradient. So right now to do that, add some variance. This is the power of custom designer. You can basically take this, you know, just the gradient map, levels, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend them together. This is a nice little trick that I learned to actually take my colors and actually go ahead and just do this. You know, the finished height map, plug it in here, right? And in fact, tell me what I did actually. Let me go to my another thing I worked on recently. This is a brick wall that I did for another project. Here we go.